Hello guys and welcome back. So picture this, Dubai in the winter, no more grey winter nights, early mornings, raining, having to get on the bus. But then your summers, imagine that's in Europe. You can go to Wimbledon, you've got Italy, you can go to Greece, Spain, all of these beautiful places, but you're also paying 0% tax. So how is this possible? Sounds fictitious, right? Well, it's actually not. It's kind of how I live my life. But stick around and I'm going to show you how you can use Dubai as a hub to legally pay 0% tax and swan around the world if that's what you want to do. Anyway, stick around. Here comes the video. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you three things. The first one is the 90-day rule, and that will make you a UAE tax resident. Number two is a simple trick that's going to stop you getting pulled into the UK or the EU tax net. And number three is going to be my personal kind of month-by-month travel itinerary. Obviously, it's not the same every year, and it's just, you know, for illustrative purposes only. You know, results may vary, so you do your own thing. And who am I? So I'm Dan Hunter. If you're new to the channel, I set my business up last year using GenZone. You can book a call with them below in the pinned comment. They are probably the best relocation agent in Dubai. I'm so lucky to have found them. They helped me get to Dubai in less than a month. They take care of everything. It's a really Western service. The two guys that run the business, Kevin and Cheyenne, are from Canada. Anyway, on with the video. So using Dubai as your global hub, this is what I do. So you could live in Dubai all year round. Loads of people do. But for me personally, it kind of drove me a bit mad. Now I love Dubai and there's nothing wrong with it, and you might get there and love it, but it's the kind of place that I need in relatively, not small doses, but I don't want to spend 12 months of the year there. It's a little bit of it's kind of like Disneyland for adults things. But anyway, you can become tax resident in Dubai without having to spend 12 months of the year there. So I like to use it as a hub, and the entire country or the entire city of Dubai is set up for people that want to kind of live on I guess like a month-by-month basis. So here are some quick fire facts about Dubai. There is 0% income tax, 0% capital gains, and 0% inheritance tax. There is also 0% corporation tax. That is coming in at 9% in 2026, but at the moment it's zero. And if you make more than $816,000 a year, you pay 9% above that. But anyway, we don't want to get into the weeds of the tax and stuff. So in order to qualify for this as well, you need to have 90 days within Dubai. So this does not have to be consecutive days, it just has to be cumulative days. So in a 12-month period, you must be within Dubai for 90 days. And it's also pretty safe in terms of taxes. So Dubai has over 140 tax treaties around the world with different countries so that you don't fall foul of double taxation. So it's a recognized government with strong banking, strong international ties and things like that. So you're not really going to fall foul of tax rules if you play within the rules. So this 90 days, you're going to want to nail down this 90-day plan, if you like, because everything's going to hinge on this, on where you're going to fall foul of tax, or if you're going to fall foul of tax. So here are the things that you will need to be aware of. So the first one is you are going to need to get your residence visa. GenZone will do that for you. You can have that done in less than a month. Super service, as I said. They will also sort out your company license, whether you're a freelancer or running an actual business in Dubai. Number two, you are going to need to secure an address within the UAE. So me personally, I stay in hotel apartments or serviced apartments, which I know might seem like really extravagant. It's actually not. I've made another video on this channel about the secret hack to the Dubai property market. Yeah, you need to sort out an address, get something for at least a few months so that you can have post and couriers come to you. Don't book something for 2 weeks, book something for like a month or two, and then all of your documents can come to you. They'll come to you much quicker than that, but trust me, you don't want to live somewhere in Dubai, find you hate it, and you've signed like a 12-month contract. Just book something for a couple of months. The next thing you're going to want to do is to clock the days. So, as I say, it doesn't have to be 90 consecutive days. They are sort of cumulative days. So you could do 1 month per quarter in Dubai. That's kind of what I do. We'll talk about that in a bit. And you want to keep all of the receipts, like boarding passes, rental contracts, things like that. So if the taxman ever asks for any of this information, you have everything and you're ready to just kind of present that so you don't fall foul of a tax regime. Now, something to be said is if you're going to spend 3 months of the year in Dubai, that doesn't mean you can then spend 9 months of the year in the UK, because you're going to fall foul of the UK tax. You will be deemed a tax resident in the UK. So you need to be smart about what you do. So maybe you spend 2 months in the UK, 2 months in Spain, 2 months in Greece or something like that, which might sound like a huge pain in the bum, which, you know, it kind of is. But maybe you want to spend 6, 7, 8 months of the year in Dubai, which is probably the better thing to do. And then the rest you can spend in the UK or, you know, wherever you're from without falling foul of those tax regulations. The other thing as well that you want to do in Dubai is like create a life there. So you want to plant down some roots there, because HMRC in the UK are going to want to understand that you are resident there and you're not just using it as like a tax break. So HMRC and these other Western tax regimes have had hundreds of years of people trying to dodge tax. You won't think of anything that they haven't already thought of. If you do something wrong, they will catch you. That is the end of it. Don't try and be clever. So what you need to do is demonstrate these things. So as I say, you want to have a rental contract, flights, a mobile phone in the Emirates. Put down ties there. I'm not saying you have to buy a property and marry somebody or something like that, but just set up your life so that if anybody starts questioning your residency within the UAE, you have all of these things that are just kind of normal to have. Okay, so how do we dodge these other tax regimes and how do we make sure that we don't fall foul of it? So, tax residence. So, if you are in the UK for 183 days, that is an automatic trigger of tax. So that's 6 months. So that's quite a long time. But here's the kind of other things you need to be aware of. If you have ties to the UK, and ties mean a property, what else is there? Work ties, family ties, then you could fall foul to lesser days within the tax year. So generally speaking, if you're in the UK less than 3 months, you're not going to fall foul of being a tax resident. So what you want to do is you want to keep your UK visits under 90 days or under 120 days. Personally, I would do under 90 because I think that's probably the safest thing to do. Things that are, I guess, extra sticky factors for that are things like don't lease long-term homes in these places, don't enroll kids in schools and things like that. So here's how I kind of run my life. Now, is this the be-all and end-all? No, it's not. Do I do this every year? No, I don't. But this is going to give you an example. So January to March is Dubai. So that's like the prime weather in Dubai. There's like networking, everybody's there, and you can kind of hit that 90-day counter sort of early in the year. So April to June, maybe Southern Europe, sounds quite nice, doesn't it? I was recently in Mallorca, lovely. July and August, so this is the UK. So this is usually my UK kind of stint. So I visit friends, I do any sort of UK business stuff. Then October, maybe back to Dubai, maybe even Asia. And November and December, you know, maybe back to Dubai, or you can take a Grand Prix in somewhere, or, you know. So I tend to spend that sort of September, October, or October, November, December, January, February, March, these kinds of months in Dubai, because they're prime. Everyone talks about the brutal summer, me included, but, you know, it's not that bad. You know, it could be worse. So here's a quick checklist of things for you. You're gonna want to incorporate a free zone company. Dubai, GenZone can advise you on all of this. So you want to get your company license and your residency. So number two, you're going to want your visa and your Emirates ID. Again, this will come once you've sorted out your residency. GenZone will do all of this for you. You're not going to have to think. You want to get a housing contract, some sort of accommodation, serviced accommodation, hotel, Airbnb will do. You know, you just need an address where you can have things come to, and just somewhere you to base yourself from. You're going to need to open a bank account and set up things like direct debits and stuff. Again, I'll sound like a broken record. GenZone do all of this for you. They help you set up a bank account with WEO, who are really good. They're a bit like Revolut, a bit like Monzo in the UK, one of these kind of challenger banks. They're really good, never had a problem with them, love them. So you're going to want to track your travel days as well. You could use a spreadsheet, you know, is it really necessary? Maybe not, but you can, you know, just so you know, for your own kind of peace of mind. Maybe your accountant will ask for that as well. And yeah, book flights, that's simple as that. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's the easy way of doing things. Now, I am going to bust a few myths here, which a lot of people have said to me in the past. So here we go. Again, I have a nice little list of myths here. So myth number one is I have to live in the desert all the time. No, we've already talked about that. It's 90 days. And whilst Dubai, there is a desert there, you're not living in a desert. You're not living in a tent in the desert. It's a really modern city. You know, it's like in London, New York. It's, you know, it's a very modern place. The other one that a lot of people say to me is, oh, I'll lose the UK healthcare. Well, you probably will get medical insurance in the UAE, but let's say there's something ongoing and you want to, you know, you think you're going to leave the UK and you'll lose the NHS. I mean, it's not very good these days, but that is not true. So what can you do? So you're still a UK citizen, and you can just head back to the UK as a tourist. So long as you're not spending months and months there, then you can still go back and use the NHS. Like there's no problem with that at all. So, and here's one that I hear all the time from everybody. And if you're watching this, then you probably heard this. Maybe you even think it. I kind of thought it, but I don't know. I just, this one never really resonated with me, but a lot of people say it. They say that the UAE is really shady. It's not true. There are some shady operators, there's a video on here about on the channel about scams and stuff like that. And there are there are a lot of scams in Dubai, but you just need to be aware of it. But it's not really a violent crime culture. But they say that it's quite shady. Not true at all. So they have tax treaties with 140 countries, as I said before, and the entire tax system is OECD compliant. So that complies with all of the international standards. The other one I hear is that moving is a nightmare, which is not really true. There's a whole kind of cottage industry around relocating to Dubai. You can put stuff on ships, you can put stuff on planes. I managed to relocate my life in like 28 days. It wasn't that bad, but I appreciate, like, I didn't have a huge life and a big extended family to bring with me to Dubai. So I can appreciate this is a concern for some people, but it's not a nightmare at all. It's actually quite simple. So, you know, there's a lot worse things to do. And for 0% tax, you know, you can make a bit of an effort. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. So thank you for watching. Book a call with GenZone below if you want to have a free call with them. They'll talk you through what you need to do to get to Dubai, or you can comment below. I answer all the comments, I read them all, and I'd like you to like, subscribe, and all of that stuff, because It's quite a minor thing for you guys, but it massively helps me as a YouTuber, and to try and sort of get these videos out to other people. So if you don't mind, I would really appreciate a subscribe and a like. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.